Hello, Daycarn here. Welcome back to Torment. Last episode, well, I've been working out what to do. Right. I built the automaton.
Let's go.
Well, I can. I may as well talk to these guys. Can I examine you? Okay, yes. Yes, it says tarnish. Open my presentation hat. Okay. Not sure I understand anything I'm looking at, but I'll tell you this. Killing this construct's not a job for one person. If you decide to do what it wants, I'll lend you a hand. The cripple form, and you never seen technology like this. Wires pass through glass tubes. He glanced over at Thomas. He's looking away. Arms crossed as though unwilling to watch a stranger tinker with his master. Law machinery. From what you can see, the foreman's trouble is not due to his physical body. Something must be wrong with the intelligence itself, the foreman's mind. Okay. Why do you want children? Need, not want. His pupils study the distant ceiling. When I was born, I began working in seconds. I did this until our creator shut our bodies down. In the millennia since, I have focused on designing the infrastructure beneath the other foreman's work and instructing workers on how to execute on these designs. Their pupils fall back to you. Eventually, I realized I wasn't happy. From time to time, my workers brought their children to the manufactory, holding their small hands, examining the mysteries of this place explaining the mysteries to this place to them. Its pupils flicker off. It began as a thought. What would I teach my own children? To be curious, to explore, to ask foolish questions, to see the world above that we three have never seen. The foreman's pupils reappear, and then when I thought these things, I saw the shapes of my children outlined by daylight. They already existed. Okay, you seem desperate. Ooh. I've been through 27 iterations of birth. With each attempt, more of my non-essential personality and intelligent rings rupture. The foreman's eyes dim. Now that these small bodies are only bodies, 27 visions of my children have lived, died within them. Know that they live long enough for me to understand their personalities and name them before they were purged, lost. A softwaring issued from the mesh around the woman's flickering eyes. Let's talk to Tarnish. The elderly man stares vacantly at a distant wall, muttering under his breath, his hands flexing on the air, twisting and tweaking as if he's repairing machinery only he can see. He jumps when you draw in a breath to speak. Yes, what? He says, his eyes rove past you. Halt, then return to focus on your face with some effort. Aren't you a quiet one? He says cheerfully. The underforeman makes more noise than you. We should hang chimes from your ears to make you keep you from surprising people. What do you need? What do you do here? I take care of my master, he says simply. The underforeman... There used to be more of us when he was making things, but when he lost interest, the master foreman, he jerks a yellow thumb at the construct at the center of the chamber, hired them all, offering them more. Tarnish spits on the ground. Happened a while back, but I don't forget a slight. He's a good form, maybe the best. If he didn't have this foolish idea in his head. How do you feel about your master skull?
That.
It's a fine thing to want children, he says, blinking rapidly. Wished I had 'em myself. Too late now, of course. No ladies knocking down my door, he cackles. Of course, when people have children, it doesn't come at a cost of their lives most of the time, and that life doesn't belong to a creature that's older than oceans. It's a shame and a waste, but he wants what he wants. He's always has. Doesn't mean I won't miss him. Scan thoughts. What will I do if he goes? I know it's selfish, but... get the idea of that one. But I'm now curious about this ladder. Climb up. Let's see where it goes.
My friend, Orthfong at the Order of Truth, was looking into something for me. I'd like to stop by there. Problem is, most of the priests and I don't get along too well. They might not want to talk to me.
Alright, I'll ask them. Okay, so this is the Order of the Truth then. City officials. Ooh. Play.
Alright.
Wealthy townsperson, merchant.
Why not?
I guess in your market? A tall, thin, and distinguishedly dressed older man stands in the shade of an craftsman's store. The cut and colour quality of his clothes are symphony. Okay. Good afternoon, he says, bowing slightly. I am Sangolin, and this is my store, Sangolin's Fittings. Welcome. How may I be of service? What do you sell here? Tell me about the government square. Tell me about the government square. Of course, madame. He puts a finger to his chin. Let me think. There's the council tower just over there, the Order of Truth, and you cannot forget the red thicket. That walled courtyard on the edge of the square, or were you curious about our fountain there? Tell me about the fountain, because that's trippy. One of the stranger and more pungent attractions in the square. The creatures in it are called jellies, and they chatter in thousands dead tongues. The priests say that a new jelly is born each time an old language dies. He shakes his head. You could listen to them for a month and never hear the same language twice, or understand a single one of them. Interesting. The Whispering Woods, I call it. A very curious and ancient place. You can speak as loudly as you like there, and none but your partner can hear you. A great place for diplomacy. Handy. It is a magical... Start again. It is an ancient beyond reckoning. The tower roots go all the way down to the forges in the underbelly, and within it the Council of Saga's Cliffs, the finest, fairest legislative body in the Ninth World. And I don't say that just because they are my most valued patrons. They have run the city well for centuries, and thanks to me, they look magnificent while doing it. Order of the Truth. They are a credit to our city. Wise scholars, deep thinkers, he smiles. Excellent customers as well. They're particular about their robes. Okay, then.
Yes. Of course.
Levy. 16. The woman is dressed much like the levies who flank her, but unlike them, her expression is sober and alert. Her hair is cut short, the corner of her eyes wrinkled with crow's feet. A little swarm of mechanical drones circle around her, buzzing messages in her ear. She whispers replies in return, and ever so soft, one of them whisks away, disappearing into the city. What is it, citizen? She pauses, eyes darting to your tattoo, then to your face. No. You're the one they call Adan. I heard you were in the city. You sense a sudden wariness in her. It's been 10 years since your last visit. I was too young to know you then, but the drones, remember? 10 years ago, you couldn't have been You're not that young. My name isn't... Yeah. Curious, she regards you for a long moment as if judging you anew. You came here for a reason, not Adam. What's your business in the city, if you don't mind me telling me? She's one of them, the castoffs or whatever. Yet another to keep an eye on. I'm trying... yeah, 2. The White Death. Her expression goes flat, but her eyes flicker to your tattoo again. I should have guessed that. If she should ask for it in the underbelly, yeah. Who are you? Secret Captain of Levies. I'm not a Levy myself, but I command them. Okay. She gestures to the two burly, smiling men to her left and right. They look like identical twins. Soldiers in the court service. They keep order in the city. She lips purse briefly, but she continues. Every citizen is required to raise a levy for the city's defense. The price is a year of their lives. Yeah, I'll dig into that law a little later.
All right.
No. Levy. No.
Yes.
Exploring. What's this? Towering barriers, metal and synth, energy's pulse. Yeah, let's examine it more closely.
Ready to learn something?
Not as impressive as it looks, smart as Elgren. The real work is being done by the generator there. He points to an ancient device that's connected to the archway and a number of cables. Some channel the temporal energies to achieve some purpose of their own. It's a hack job. Must have been an Aeon priest. He grins wickedly. Yeah. You studied this archway before? Once or twice years ago. It was here long before I came to Sagas. Used to hear stories about children disappearing when they walked under the arch, but I never saw it happen myself. Yeah, let's try and activate it. Okay. Let's tinker with the generator then. Okay. Generator. For a moment, nothing lies beyond the tiny hills but utter darkness. Okay.
If you want a job done right.
I'm guessing
Absolutely.
that takes me down.
Of course.
What's this? Ooh. Trippy. And where am I? No. That's just the Order of the Truth. Right, now that I know where it is, I'm gonna go finish underneath the underbelly. Bit better. And I've just noticed something. Hold on a sec. Come on, loady. Okay. Level up. Boop. Increase edge or improve skills. Let's have a skills. Neutral. Healing. Yeah, I think I'm gonna need that. In case of emergencies.
I'm ready.
Okay, down we go. Climb down. Come on. Now, we built that construct. Let's go have a look at it.
It's a plan.
Okay. Here it is. I want you to dig a tunnel or take me somewhere. Where can you take me? Changing God's Sanctuary. As you emerge from a few chamber laced with gold filaments, the automatron makes a series of agitated clicks and begins to retreat towards the tunnel. It seems that the creature cannot or will not go any further. This place faintly of ozone, air crackles for electricity. It doesn't feel like a place that your sire would have built, but the entrance to his sanctuary must be somewhere nearby.
I'll remember that.
And I'm gonna probably leave it there for today. This is Daycarn. Sign off. Bye. Okay, borrowed or lost. Torment. Oh, another oddly coloured thing.